Unstoppable Chrissy.
I'm Unstoppable Jeanine.
Today we're going to talk about couples that are trying to have a baby that cannot have a baby. Whether it's the man's fault or the woman's fault, or maybe, I don't know. There are, other alternatives. You could always look into adoption. I personally don't know anyone that's trying to have a kid that cannot. Do you know anyone that's trying and cannot? Or
not at the moment, but my my best friend's aunt that she used to live with, for years, she was trying to get pregnant and they couldn't get pregnant. It was really frustrating for them.
Right.
And then finally she ended up being able to somehow get pregnant. I don't know the details.
Okay.
If they did some kind of treatment or
right, they have fertility
but
pills and stuff like that. But there you go. You don't have to lose hope. 10 years later, look what happened.
Yeah, they finally had to. She's such a cutie, little Amanda.
Aww.
Yeah. And I don't have a lot of experience with this topic, but
right.
What comes to mind is Friends, the show Friends.
Right.
And the character Phoebe's brother and his wife wanted to have a baby, but they couldn't.
Right.
So they did, they put her brother's sperm and the wife's egg in Phoebe.
Okay.
And then she carried the baby, which ended up being triplets.
Wow.
And then she wanted to keep one.
Oh, wow. Yeah, like
that's really a
family member or
though,
something to do it for you or something. Like there are alternatives, foster care, adoption, and maybe you don't need the baby, like sometimes babies are too expensive. You need to really think about it, but there are definitely a lot of other options, and you can always Google things. That's always my answer, Google.
Yes. There are so many kids that need good homes.
There are.
And you'd be saving a kid's life if you adopted them.
Right.
There are some kids in the district that I'm in, or was in, that are done, that they're in foster care, and it's like they don't get the love that a family would give them.
Definitely.
Somebody that really, really wants a kid, that will treat them like their own, that's what those kids need, and it doesn't happen for a lot of them.
Yeah.
It's really unfortunate. So many people don't want to adopt a kid once they're old.
Right.
Older than one.
Right. See, with me, for the longest time, I never wanted kids. It was like, anyone that knows me can tell you, this girl does not want kids. Like, now, all of a sudden, it's like, I think I want one.
Because you found someone that you can have a kid with.
Yeah.
I was the same way with my ex. I knew he wasn't going to be a good father, so I was like, we're not having kids.
Right. That's the life thing. I'm not getting
He would talk about how he would beat the crap out of them if they did such and such. And I was like, no, you will not lay your hands on my child.
No. Yeah.
That's not happening.
I'm not having that.
Yeah, I'm glad I got rid of that guy.
Definitely.
He never laid a hand on me, but he was violent.
Wow.
Yeah. But it's just, I don't know. It's a shame that there are people out there that their kids that need a home, and couples that want a kid but they don't find each other.
Yeah.
Or
you could, even when you do adoption, you could find a kid that resembles you a little bit.
Yeah, they can try to do that too.
Yeah.
Unless you opt to adopt an Asian baby from China, that they kind of give them away like candy over there.
Yeah, well, they have rules of, I think it's 2 or something, right? You're allowed 2 kids.
I think it's 2. And you have to have a boy. Well, I think that's just a cultural thing because the boys are favored.
Wow.
So most parents, if they have 2 girls, they're going to get rid of one so that they can try for a boy.
Thank God we don't live there, right?
Yeah, seriously. And thank God I'm not a boy, because if I was a boy, my name would have been Calvin.
Calvin?
Calvin.
Calvin, okay.
My dad told me that once, and I was like, don't tell me these things. I'm happy I'm a girl, and I'm happy I'm Jeanine.
That is so funny.
Calvin.
I can only imagine what I would have been. Still to this day, we don't technically know my birth name. It's either Christine or Christina. Your A. It's only one or the other, but we don't know which one it is still to this day.
Really?
It's embarrassing, so we just stick with Chris's. Yeah.
How did that happen?
My mom was a partier when she was younger. I don't know. Yeah.
She doesn't remember what she wrote on the birth certificate?
No. Sometimes she called me Christine, sometimes it's Christina. Like, I have cards from little to now with an E or an A. Yeah. I don't admit that to nobody, but I did. Yeah.
You just
I'm coming out of the closet.
To the camera. The camera tells everybody.
I got a closet in here somewhere. But yeah. It's crazy.
It is. And, you know, I just hope for everybody out there that wants to have children, don't have a child if you're not prepared to take responsibility for it.
Yes.
Don't just have a child because you want someone to love you. Don't just have a child because you want your boyfriend to stay with you.
Exactly.
You have a child because you want to take part in
and if
raising.
you want a child, make sure you have the means
Yes,
and
absolutely.
you're ready and all that fun, good stuff that comes along with it.
Yeah.
And waking up in the middle of the night 500 times.
Yeah.
So.
Can't wait for that. Someday, right?
Years later.
Someday. Not today.
Exactly. I'm with you on that one.
I don't know. I mean, I know so many people, well, we've talked about the topic of abortion before.
Right. Mm-hmm.
And, you know, what I suggest to a lot of these girls, I don't know how hard it is. I've never had to do it. I've never tried to do it.
Right.
But if you're just going to kill a baby, then why not give it to a family that wants it?
It's a good point.
Who will take care of it?
It's a very good point.
Who really, really wants it? I don't know.
You could use protection.
Or you could use protection. But
until you're ready.
Yes. And no, abortions are not protection.
Not at all. Not at all.
Even though some girls think so.
I think you can only have so many before you're not able to get pregnant again anyway.
Yeah.
That changed some years ago. I don't know.
I know there's only a certain, I think you're only supposed to be able to do it like 3 times or something.
Yeah, and then it's hard. It's almost impossible for you to get pregnant after that or something.
Yeah, because your uterus is like dead or something.
Which I can understand.
Yeah.
After that.
I'm just happy that I haven't had to go through that.
Yes.
And everyone I know that has ended up okay.
Good. Very good. So we're going to say a little prayer for the people out there that do want that child that cannot have it, because, you know, I feel bad for them. But I can say, don't lose hope, because 10 years later, what was it, your aunt?
My best friend's aunt, so basically my aunt. Yeah.
It happens, so it happens when you least expect it, you know. A long time I didn't think I could get pregnant. It happens.
And I know she was so depressed, like, it was awful. I felt so bad. And I wasn't sure why at that point, but that one day my friend told me, like, yeah, my aunt's been trying to get pregnant, and, you know, it's been like 7 years, and she can't.
Right.
And that's depressing. I mean, how can you not?
Right. Like, my cousin married someone that can't get pregnant, but she takes fertility, like, they spend $10,000 just to get her pregnant. It worked, but that's a lot of money when he could have thought about adoption or foster, or was he ready, you know, financially and mentally to have that kid. He didn't think about all that shit, but he went out and spent $10,000. It worked, so there are options out there, and, you know, you can find it.
Quite costly option.
Yeah, that's the thing.
That's the problem, I guess.
Yeah.
In vitro fertilization.
Yeah.
Or surrogate mother.
Mhm.
If your body can't hold a baby, then put your fertilized egg in someone else.
Right.
And then it has your DNA, so you have to give it back.
Right.
At least that's what I hope. I don't know. Who knows?
Yeah, like I said, this is a new topic for us, but we're trying.
I don't know that much about it. But
And we're not ready for that topic.
yeah. I have not had a baby talk with anybody other than when my friend had her baby and I was like, I want like, really? No, not yet.
You want it, but not yet.
I want it, and then have someone else pay for it and take care of it when I don't feel like it.
Imagine that.
Some people
That's how
get
you know
that.
yeah, but that's how you know we're not ready yet.
Yeah. It's like, that's what I love about my job, because I get to work with kids, but then I get to give them back to their parents, and they get to deal with them for the rest of the day, and bathe them, whatever. I mean, I love taking care of my godkids, but I'm not ready for my own.
Yeah, I can definitely hear you there.
That's like
Alright, so
once in a while.
now that we're on the topic, how does one know when we are ready? Financially.
Financially, I guess.
You're willing to take on the responsibility. You are, at that point, you are responsible